What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Black Graffiti STL.
What's up? What's up?
No, we've been dipping in and out, so we've been consistent sometime, and then we're inconsistent other times. So we apologize about that, but the important thing is we're back now. So stay with us. Don't disconnect. Stay connected. We appreciate it. Today our topic is going to be waiting for your significant other / spouse to be who you quote unquote want them to be. And that comes with change and a lot of other stuff. So, sometimes we stay on topic, then we get off. So don't mind us. Just keep with the flow. Whatever we going for, that's what we going to go for.
Word.
So what you thinking?
Look how she just throws that at me.
I do.
I mean, basically the topic is, as she just said, I don't want to just say most women, men or woman, but I mean, if you want me to go that route, I can. But no, most people want their significant other spouse to have this fantasy thought of how they want you to be. That's not who you are, but that's how they want you to be. Let's say
they already have like a set of standards they already have written down before they even meet you. Some people do.
Let's go with the typical bad guy. He shows good guy quality, so you just hoping this guy is a good guy, but you also know that he's not a good guy. He's a cheater, or she's a cheater. Whatever, this is the 21st century. Women cheat just as much as guys. We gonna leave that there. I'm just saying. But however, though,
smarter than how we do it.
However, though, the thing is, you want this person to be this certain way that you perceive them, but it's a whole bunch of signs to show you that they're never going to be that way. So, I mean, why do you think that is?
I think it's dealing with, especially like for some women. So not all women. I didn't say all women, but for some women. For some people, period, I won't even just say women. It comes with a lot of acceptance, right? So a lot of the stuff that we used to deal with on a regular basis from a previous ex or somebody we was talking to or whatever type of relationship you had, that's what you were used to. So you were able to pick the flaws and say, okay, out of these last 2 or 3 exes, these are the things that I absolutely will not deal with. And these are the things that I want. These are the qualities I want to keep. And maybe a couple other 2 or 3 beneficial things that come along. So then you've already have, in your mind, okay, this is the perfect guy. This is the gentleman. But I want him to have a little edge. I don't want to be too soft. I want to be a soft dude. You know what I'm saying? But I want him to be able to explore a vast, I guess, amount of things and be able to do a lot of different things. So I feel like a lot of women, after being hurt so many times or going through stuff with the wrong guy, it's like, damn, am I ever going to find my perfect guy? What is it that I need to do? First off, let's understand, nothing is perfect. That's dealing with people too. Nothing is perfect. Ideal guy, maybe, but then your ideal guy is going to have some flaws that you don't like. Let's say you say, hey, I want somebody, because their money is important now, right? So a lot of women want a lot of men to make a lot of money, right? You want to make 100,000, you want to make 200,000, you want to make some bread, right? Okay, boom.
But what do you bring to the table, though?
He has that. You said what?
But what do you bring to the table, though?
That too, but we gonna get to that. Let's say, boom, he has that, right? That's on the top of their list. Then it's like love, loyalty, boom. And then let's say nice dresser, boom. Those are the major things for this woman. Let's just say we're just making up a pretend guy. This is Bob. And Bob has Steve, Tyrone, whatever name you want to make for him, doesn't matter. So let's say he has all these qualities, right? And you get him in the house, and you're a clean person. You clean on a weekly basis. You fold your clothes. You make your bed. You have all these qualities, right? So Tyrone has all these qualities hidden. You didn't think about the other things, right? Because you were used to being with somebody that was broke. You were used to being with that fake rapper that had a dream, and baby, you just can't rap. Leave it alone. You're 35. You just started last year. Leave it alone.
Yo, but my skills dope though.
But it's not going nowhere. So obviously you need to work a 9 to 5 or do something else. Cut some hair, do something else.
I deal with the cutting the hair. Yeah, I deal with that.
All these qualities you decide to move in together. Because I'm not one of those people that believe that, okay, well, we can keep rocking and I haven't lived with you. Like, when it comes with like religious purposes and morals and things like that, I know a lot of families are still old school. Well, some are, and they feel like, okay, well, you need to be married first. Not for me. I need to be able to live with you to see, can I deal with the things that you do? But going back to this Bob, Tyrone, Steve person, right? So they move in together.
Yeah, a lot of names.
He has all these different qualities, right? But he's messy. So you're like, oh, shit. As soon as he comes in, he throws his coat on the couch, takes his shoes off. Don't even like untie him. He just boom, boom, take them off, throw him against the door, comes in. He might have used the bathroom. Now he's leaving the toilet seat up. That's a no. All these different signs. So it's like, What are you willing to accept? And then are you a big communicator? Maybe he's not a communicator. Maybe when you talk to him, let that ride for about a week to see if it get better. Maybe you're saying to yourself, okay, well, let me see if he sees what I do. And he kind of like, oh, I see that she cleans up on a weekly basis. She's this, she that. But no, opposite. He sees you picking up after him. Okay, boom. He cool with you doing that. He cool with staying consistent with how he is. Then you mentioned, well, you always leave the toilet seat up. Can you please just, put it down? Oh, I'm so used to it. I'm sorry, babe. And it's continuously happened. So these small things may seem small until you live with somebody. So it's like now he was quote unquote who you wanted him to be, but is he really who you want to be? And then you also have to look at this. The qualifying factors of what it took for you to say yes to be in this relationship with this guy, right? Are they really that important? Because you think about it. I think about it this way. We can work together to master skills, to go back to school, to get a trade, to work on my entrepreneurship idea, to invent that and make that a business. We can work on those things, right? Can you work on somebody that's used to a woman catering to them like they're a child? You can change that in a way, but they have to be willing to change that most importantly. So if that's what they are, is it like, does the money, and for some women it's like, okay, well, he making 150 and I don't have to work, or I work a little part-time job, so that works. But it's just those different aspects of, that person being who you want to be. And there's different angles we can look at it, but So
do you see it as when we first get with people, we have this list on, this quality, this pros, cons, whatever. Mm-hmm. But as you get into the relationship, does that list start to shorten? You start to take shit off of it. Hey, this person, they do this. I can deal with that. Comes off the list. Now, there's something on there that you just can't deal with, but you start to quote unquote love this person, develop feelings. All right, we can take that off to your list. Instead of it being 10, it's now down to like 3 or 4, because you start to deal with stuff instead of keeping your list where was that. That's what a lot of people, I guess I would say, mess up at, is because, like I said before, you have this preconceived notion on how you want this person to be. And when you first get with someone or you start talking to them or dating, they tell you all the right things. Man or woman, they tell you all the right things. Because no one, well, let me not say no one, a lot of people are not going to be 100% honest on who they are, all their flaws, right off the gate. Never really happens. Because, you're not trying to scare the person off. If the person has, like, let's say 7 out of 10 of your top qualities, you're not going to try to scare that person off. You want that person to work out. So you end up starting to try to just to deal with stuff. So
I'm having some technical difficulties over here.
So,
again.
But how we going to push that is that, let's say, all right, we got our man out here. So you got this woman out here. Now, most men, for some reason, they got this thought, hey, I need a woman that cook, clean, all this type of stuff. But you got this woman, she don't do none of that. But she got the looks you want, but she don't do none of that. You still gonna be with her? If that's what you know in your heart, that's what you want, and she don't do none of that, you gonna stay with her. Why? Because she eye candy. As we get older, those looks will start to fade. So then what will happen? That's just my outtake on that part. But what do you say about the list?
First off, I say I'm very upset at this technology that's not working. So if you all happen to see him more in this video, that's why it's not working. But going forward, so I just feel like, I don't know, like, it's different. So when you get with somebody, if they have qualities that are really, really important to you, you can learn to live with different things. But on the flip side, also, that other person is asking you and telling you, hey, you're too messy. Hey, it's this and that. It's all about how you communicate, if you are communicating effectively. That's what's important. Now, I think a lot of stuff is petty. So a lot of stuff, especially social media and stuff like that, it puts out there a different light. So it puts out, oh, well, girl, you can do this all by yourself. You don't need a man, blah, blah, blah. Now, my personal opinion is I don't need a guy. I am self-sufficient. I am fine. But would it be beneficial? Yes, if I can find a beneficial partner to be with, if I can find somebody that we can communicate effectively. There's nothing wrong with going to your partner and saying, hey, can we talk? And talking to them in a positive type of way where it's not putting them down. talking to them, letting them know, hey, these are some things that I'm a little concerned with. Like, you're a great person. You have this, and this going on, but like, you're a little too messy. It's this, it's that. You make a sufficient amount of money, but would it be a problem if we sat down and kind of went over like a budget plan? Because I feel like maybe you spend too much money on shoes, or you do this or you do that, when really we could be building. You could be building. I could help you be able to save in a right type of way to kind of balance some of that out. It's nothing wrong with that. I think a lot of the misinterpretation is because people don't communicate. People always assume that there's a game to be played, and there is a game to be played. But if you communicate, I feel like this. If you find somebody you really, really like, it doesn't hurt to communicate. Either the communication is going to rub off on them and they're going to want to communicate back, or they're not, and you're going to know that's not your person. I'm not wasting my time. I don't think anybody else should waste their time. If there's certain things that I absolutely need that's on my list, I need to let you know. And if I don't let you know, I need to ask questions to find out who you are, or sit back and observe. When you do that type of thing, it's not wasting your time. But when you just learn certain things about a person, you just allow them to do it continuously, that's all they're going to do is do it. So you go from being with them 2 or 3 months, allowing them to do it, and now you're in it for 6-7 years and they're still doing the same thing because you never had that communication piece in the beginning. So you waited 7 years to tell me this? That's when you're going to wait to communicate? That's not being effective.
That's why I said,
you've allowed that person to do it. I feel like it depends on you. It depends on how things are going. If you see it in the first couple of weeks, you can go ahead and let a person know that you're not wasting your time, but it's also how you approach them. I think a lot of us approach people to where we talk down on them. You can't do that. What? Don't make that person feel less than, because they're every bit of as important as you are. So when you communicate effectively, I think that's going to smooth things over, and they can respect that more. Like, you know what? I did a lot of women and nobody's ever told me that. But if I talk to you down like, you messy as fuck, you ain't shit, you act like a little bitch, you never ever put the toilet seat down, I don't know why you do that shit, that's a pet peeve. Well, if I come to you sideways like that, it's not going to make a person want to change or want to do that in a respectful manner to change for you. You're not coming to them respectful. So it just depends. As far as you just said something, and this technology thing just pissed me off. So I think I didn't hear it all the way, but the last thing you said about, it was like in a guy's perspective or whatever, the eye candy, and then, but they don't do this, this, and this. I guess with that, it's the same thing. Like, it's just what you're willing to do with. If you're a guy and you truly want your woman to stay at home and you truly want that person to cook and clean, you need to put that out there, because a lot of us women, that's not all we're about. We're self-sufficient. We're working. We're doing. We're having jobs that men have. We're doing all the type of things.
I don't think a man is saying they're out here saying that they don't want you to have your own, because most men want a woman to have their own.
I said if you're a man that wants that, you need to go ahead and put that out there.
Okay.
Because a lot of women, we are working. We have goals and aspirations and things that we want to get done too.
And also, so it's 2022. Like, the world,
yeah.
Like, that one income thing ain't. I mean, unless you make, because, the 300,000 is the equivalent of what 100,000 was years ago. It's not the same. So 100,000, yeah, that's a good amount of money for a lot of people, but a lot of times that can't even suffice single family. Well,
then it's also like
dual family households.
You start living to your means. So you make this, you make that, you make this, you make that. You start living to your means. You can't help it because you're like, oh shit, I wasn't able to do this 2 years ago. So I think you know what I'm saying? Then you add that on. Then you add so. It's that type of thing.
But then there's small things that you'll deal with, but then there's big things, like a small thing. So say you got this guy that you with, and he don't really, dress up like that when y'all go out. He more so like to rock, the J's, the Vapor Max, tennis shoes. But when y'all go out, he's still rocking that.
The same thing.
He don't really do
the
dress. But see, that's a small thing that people deal with. Now, some people, that may be a big thing, but it's a small thing. But then you get to the big thing where this person is
maybe they're a gambler
like crazy, or they're a cheater, or there's something that most people, hey, not gonna deal with. Not gambling, that's a huge damn thing, because that's money. So
yeah,
not saying that cheating ain't a big thing, but gambling, that's money. Like,
and then it also depends on the perspective of cheating. When I say that, I know I'm gonna have to break that down. I'm not saying it's okay to cheat.
Black men don't cheat.
I'm not saying that. Black men cheat all the time. I'm not saying that. Not all, but black men cheat all the time. Let's be honest.
Black
when
men
it
don't
comes
cheat.
to men, and I could be wrong, men and women, when it comes to cheating, right? This is why I say we go off topic, but then we bring it back in. This is just the motion of it. But
This is a conversation.
I just feel like if you find out, men do it differently. So let me back up. Let me start with women. If we're cheating and you find out, either we have slowly not cared. It's a reason behind it. For some reason, we just don't care. You found out. We are at our breaking point. That's what it is. Otherwise, you're not going to find out. Men seem to think that women can't have sex with a man and it just be sex. Oh, we can. We can. When it leads to us having sex with somebody and it's just sex and it leads to a better connection, that means there's something that you're not doing. It could just be conversation is mine. Maybe you and her not having conversations no more. Those are things you need to pay attention to. But before, if this woman did bring it to you like, hey, babe, we used to have conversations and have, game nights and go on dates and stuff, we should start incorporate that more. And she has to consistently come to you. How long do you think she going to come to you? Now, the right thing to do is say, hey, this is what I need or I'm out. But let's just be honest. We're human. We're not going to do that because a lot of women are like, I really want you to be the person. But you just happen to meet somebody else that meets the qualities that you were looking for in this person that you're with. So this person used to have the qualities, but they let it fade. That's a lot of men's problem. You do stuff to a certain point. This is a lot of my exes. They do stuff to a certain point and they let it go. But then when I bring stuff up, I'm bitching and complaining. When you tell a woman they bitching and complaining, it's only so many times you can tell a woman that they bitching and complaining. I'm going to show you what bitching and complaining of me not doing that, what that result is. What you should be doing is listening to what I'm saying to you, especially if I'm coming to you in the right type of way, and take heed to what I'm saying versus doing that because you're pushing me further and further away. You're pushing me further away to do something that normally I wouldn't do. When it comes to guys, a lot of guys can truly, I feel like, have sex with a woman and it be nothing. It just be that, right? But all in all, what you're doing is you're damaging all these women that you just having sex with, because for those women that can't detach, that person just attached to you. So you might have wanted them to just be a one or two time thing, but that woman, she ain't gonna let you. Don't care if you got a wife at home, if you got a girlfriend, whatever. Especially if you got a girlfriend that's not a wife, they don't care about that. They gonna mess it up because you allowed them to enter your world in a deeper type of way. That's just my opinion.
I mean, I get what you're saying. So let's bring it into this. So yeah, you got the cheating with the man or the woman, whatever. So, but let's say this person does it consistently. Now, this person can be a good person, but you don't know if they fell on hard times, something happened to them in their life, or what a problem. Anything can happen.
Right.
So, thing is, you wait on that person to become that person that you want them to be, to get to this spouse or
get to the level where they just want to be with you and they don't want to be with all these women and you accepted.
How long do you wait for that? That's the thing, because if this person is hurting, that's something different. But if this person is just joyriding out here, hey, that's something different as well. Hey, I'm just, it's
different underlying factors. Did this man just come out of an 8-year marriage and give his all and found out that his woman not only cheated on him but had a baby by somebody else, and maybe he even knew them? That's devastating. So you have to let a person get all that out, and then if they're willing to tell you the information like that, you have to say, you know what? That may take you a minute. So if you know that stuff up front, you can't really be mad at the situation. You can be upset like, damn, I know you a good dude, but you also have to be understanding where their mindset is and how long it is going to take them to get over that. So the thing is, like, if you try to force somebody and say, I would never do that to you, don't give them the time and the space that they need to develop back into that person, to get back in the normal swing of things of what's supposed to be quote unquote right. You're forcing them into a relationship that they are not, that they want, but they told you clearly they were not ready for. Maybe sometime in the future. It's best to respect that, be their friend, be whatever you are able to be for them that doesn't hurt you, or just move on, because I believe strongly if it's meant to be, babe, it's going to be. You could be with a dude for 6 months, but if this guy come back and really has your heart and you still working through things with that guy you've been with for 6 months, it'll be messed up for that guy, but at the same time, it's better to let a person know, like, look,
guy or woman,
this is not working. A guy that I really liked before was just going through some things, and I want to give him that opportunity. You know, I've enjoyed the 6 months we've had. I apologize, but I'd rather be upfront now than you find out me cheating. Those are the things that can be respected, even if it's not respected at the time because you're hurt. It can be respected later.
And I'm a flip it. So that's for the woman's standpoint. Now, what about the man? The man that wants the woman to be this quote unquote freak. You know, let's put it like this: I want the Mormon lifestyle, the multiple women lifestyle. I want my woman to do all this shit in the bed and everything like that. But you know that ain't who you got. Like, and the thing is, you know that off top. You know that. Like, people that act like they don't know that, but then you see out here, if that's the lifestyle you want to live,
then
go live that lifestyle.
Don't drag her in it.
Don't drag someone to try to be someone they're not, because it's only damaging both of y'all.
Yeah. You keep pushing her and pushing her. So you're
pushing this person.
You're
to
building.
Be,
you're tearing down her self-confidence.
You know, and man or woman, because I'm not gonna say it's just man. Everyone out here is sexually active like crazy.
And let's just be honest.
Some more than others. You know,
a lot of women gonna say, "Yeah, I can take a banana right now and swallow that motherfucker and deep throat it." Every woman can't do that. Every woman is not gonna take your full penis and put it down their throat multiple times for a long time. That's not gonna happen.
I don't know when we went that way, but
no, you talked about the freak thing. I'm just being honest.
No, I'm saying I'm liking this part of the conversation.
I bet you are. So I'm saying a lot of people are not gonna just continuously do. A lot of women, and they might think the same thing with men. They're gonna do something to a certain point where they can hold you, and they're gonna stop doing it. So it's like that's where you have to have a constant communication in a respectful way. Hey, you used to do this. I want you to do this. Hey, you used to do this. I want you to do this. But at the same time, for the man, okay, you had a.
I mean, like this. Or
you gonna make me forget my train of thought.
No, go ahead.
No, it's okay.
I'm not
go
gonna
ahead.
forget because I got mine written down.
Okay, I don't have mine written down. Or it can be a situation to where, like you said, you know, I'm a man. I want my woman to be a freak. I realize who she is. She has to be in the mood for that. She does it every once in a while. It's not an everyday thing. You have this woman over here that you've been talking to. You haven't done nothing. You just been having conversations. Conversations been a little sideways, but that's all you've been doing. You ain't met her with her nothing like that. She says all the stuff she can do. Have you ever thought in your mind that this woman is just doing that to play a game just to see if she can take you from your girl? A lot of women do that. Maybe that's not even who she truly is. Maybe she's the same woman. Maybe she just wanted to do that in the beginning to see, can I take you from your woman? Or it could be truly who it is, but then let's say she does all this things sexually for you, right? But at the end of the day, she don't have nothing else to offer. You want to live with somebody like that for the rest of your life?
I mean, that's all. I mean, if you're going down that route, that's all you want. You don't want nothing else from
that. But
that.
Eventually, what I'm saying is that's going to get old too. So which one can be better? You can help somebody get sexually where you want them to be. Mm-hmm. If your love is there, if the passion is there, if you're working to get it back, if it's been lost, if you're willing to communicate. This person that feels like sex rules the world and that's all that they got to do, most of the time, them motherfuckers is lazy and they want a man that's going to take care of them. Mm-hmm. Some of them ain't even willing to cook and clean for you. They just want to use you. So you have to pick and choose your battles. Like, which one is it? This isn't putting everybody in the category because I know people get offended real quick. These are just scenarios. You have to put that out there. These are just scenarios, though.
Or another one. You got the women not into sports or gaming. Like how you want to be, women or man. If you got a gamer woman and you the guy and you don't really care about that, hey, it's what it is. But again, it's what you deal with in life. You know, it's what you want to deal with. Do you have enough, quote unquote, and the reason I keep on saying quote unquote love is because love doesn't handle and fix everything.
It don't. People will be like, oh, I love you so much. That's not everything. It's a combination of things. This is the thing. I don't think people understand what love really looks like. If you with somebody, they have a job and then their job just cut them off like that and they lose their job. Do you have the type of love, respect, and everything in you to help them find a job? Are you willing to hold down the fort? Are you willing to not to put your feelings aside? You may be in your head like, damn, he just lost his job. I don't make enough to pay these bills. Are you woman enough to allow your mindset that's freaking out right now to not show that to him, to lift him up, to make him feel like, you know what, it's gonna be good, we're gonna be good, we're gonna pray and we're gonna be good, I'm gonna Look up, so those are love type situations. If something happens devastating, they tell you, I can't do this right now. Even though you know they want to be there, are you willing to sit on the sideline and put your feelings to the side to help them get through a rough time? That's what love and a combination of other things are. I think people just think it's like, oh, you write this poem to me every day. Oh, we go out to lunch every day for work together. We're holding hands. We always go out. We're always going to have a good time. No. If you with somebody and your mom is very disrespectful to your woman and your woman gets tired of it saying, I'm not dealing with your mama. Are you willing to see what you need to do? Are you willing to tell your mama, look, you wrong? Or are you one of the mama's boys that's going to allow your mom to mess up your life with every good woman that comes in your life because you're not willing to tell her, you're not my girl. You're my mother. This is my girl. I love her. This is the situation. Those are the tough things. When you hit it, you're going to know if that person's there for you or not.
Yes, sir. You know, and it's like this. Life is short. And you don't want to go through life. Well, let me put it like this. Love yourself. Do what you can for yourself. Make sure you're good. Make sure you are good before you worry about someone else or try to take care of someone else. Make sure your mental is okay. Your emotional feelings are okay. Your physical aspect is okay. You know, going to work out. I know a lot of people don't like to do that. But the thing is, I'm a full-on believer in going to work out and keeping your health straight because that helps the mind and the emotional aspect and the I'm not gonna say religion. I mean, it could, but I'm not gonna dive into that because that's not my forte. But
no,
what I'm saying is, I'm just saying, working out and health is a huge.
It's hand in hand.
Part in it. I'm not gonna go into that. That's my forte. But so, and also, once you look a certain way for yourself, they may help your spouse and then become the person that you want them to be if they're not already on that way or already that, already acting like that. Because, you think how they look at these other people. What if you look like that? What if your help was in line? What if you were able to, I don't know,
enhance how you look just to help your relationship get better. And the thing is, that's not a bad thing. So I think a lot of people take it wrong if your significant other says, hey, I want you, if they're a person that regularly works out, and they get with somebody knowing that they don't work out. Okay, cool. But what if you just gave working out a try? You don't have to go every day consistently like they do. You could go 2-3 times a week. And then hand off. Let's say you are, because like you said, a lot of women are video gamers. Let's say this person's just, your guy is a workout junkie. And you're a video gamer. So hand in hand, boom, you start working out with him 2 or 3 times a week. Boom, he might decide, hey, let me get on the game with you a couple times a week. That's that's working it out. So the thing is, we develop these mindsets of, I'm not doing it. I ain't never did it. We're so lazy when it comes to certain stuff. I ain't never tried it. I'm not going to do it. I'm 30 years old. Why am I going to try it now?
Get out of the box.
And do something different. That's really what's going to help. And that's going to help, like you said, bring it back to who you want them to be. The other thing is, real quick, what time we on? You think?
We got about a few minutes left.
Okay. Trying to change somebody. So if you meet somebody that has a great, outstanding type of personality, they're flirtatious without trying to be because they just have that powerful energy that just connects with everybody. It doesn't matter who it is. Men, women, whatever. So a lot of people just flock to them. And you love that about them. That just brings you closer to them, right? But when you get in a relationship and you see the type of attention that they get, but even though they get all that attention, they don't pay it no mind. They're like, oh, thank you, sweetheart, and they keep going. They respecting you. But now all of a sudden you want them to change. You're pushing that person away because you're making them change into somebody that they're not. You have to be self-confident within yourself. And if you're not, sit down and really think about, okay, what's making my confidence lack? And there's nothing wrong with talking to your partner. Some people feel ashamed. They feel like, well, they're gonna want to get one up on me if I talk to them and tell them that it makes me feel some type of way. But then you can allow them to be in a conversation and understand versus you just going straight to, let me just change this person, even though that's who you met and that's who you fell in love with. Don't change somebody. The only thing I feel like would need to change is if you're that person that gives these open-handed hugs and all the time and be out at the club till 2 or 3 in the morning like those type of things. In a relationship, you have to change the type of stuff. But
you can't physically change anyone. You can't change anyone.
You can't physically change somebody. What you mean?
What I mean is not physically. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Not physically change anyone, but people are not going to change if they don't want to.
No, and you have to be with somebody that's this reason to compromise with you to be who, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of accepting, but then it's also a lot of take and give. So that is what develops who you want to be, and who you want to be on paper. Most of the time is going to be different from the person that actually who you're with. You're going to get some of those qualities, because if you don't get a couple of them, that's not the person you're supposed to be with, right? But stop thinking these 10 or 15 things you have on your list is going to be a person that's already walking around. They're going to have like 4 or 5 of them. And the other ones you're either going to have to get rid of and accept it, or you're going to have to be willing to change things for him too. Don't think it's one-sided because you're a woman. Because women rule the world, right? Quote unquote. No. We have to, no, because it's the aspect. It's a lot of, yeah, you get what I'm saying. Like it's a lot that goes out there. As you know, we're the ones that have to say so. No, actually, I feel like both people have to say so. Now, just being honest, men usually have to adapt a little bit more when it comes to women, but at the same time, it's like you need to be able to adapt to your guy too. So,
right. I mean, hey, that's a great conversation. I love the topic. You know, I mean, we held on a lot of key points, you know, but the main thing is love yourself and make sure you're good so your relationship is good and that you're good for other people. That's not even just relationships. That's, I mean, not actual dating relationships, but friendships.
Any relationship.
You know, just make sure you're good for other people. You know, we gonna keep doing this.
And be realistic. The other thing I was gonna put out there real quick is be realistic. There's nothing wrong with having these certain things you're gonna deal with, you're not gonna deal with, but be realistic and look at yourself and say, also, what do I bring to the table, men and women? This is not just a one-sided thing. So.
Yep. Hey, some key gems there. You know, like I said, Black Graffiti STL, we gonna try to keep this up. We're not going this hiatus like we always do. We get going and then we just stop.
Then we just kind of break off. So you know how life go. But hey, we're here now. Again, support us, like, share the video. Again, we appreciate y'all so much. Black Graffiti STL. Anything else?
Nah.
All right, we out, y'all.
All right.